We're going to begin our practice. This is a chair yoga session, so please find a chair that's comfortable for you, that you can have your feet flat on the ground. So you'll want to take your shoes off to make this better for your body. And we're also going to be using the elements of sound to help us relax, to help us come to a quieter state of mind, a quieter emotional state, and to help the body actually go through the healing process, which is required. In order to go through the healing process, restoration is required, and we tap into that through relaxation. So getting into that that place is part of this practice. So let's begin seated. And we can start with the back to the backrest, but if it's too wide for your body to do that, you'll want to have a pillow. And then we're going to just allow ourselves to kind of feel that spinal support, but to not slouch into it. So we don't want to only rely on the backrest. So we're going to be lifting the chest a little bit, and then also checking in with the neck and counteracting something we all tend to do, which is to jut the chin forward. So we're going to start to draw the chin back, and then start to feel the crown of the head reaching upwards, so we get even more length in the spine. And then we can rest our hands a few different ways. You can bring hands and fold them with the thumbs touching. You can have palms to thighs, or palms facing up, tops of hands to thighs. Right when we still the body, little by little, we can sense that a deep breath is coming on. It's just an organic response to a stillness. That just in not moving begins to grow. That stillness itself begins to get stronger and stronger. So at this time, just watching that process, seeing that as you release the hands and stop doing anything with them, the fingers start to curl a little bit. So let's actually relax the hands a little bit more. You've probably been working with them today. Now relax the wrists, the arms, still keeping the shoulders back to some degree. And relax the throat. You've probably been talking a lot today. Now relax the face. You've probably been expressing yourself, your facial expressions. Relax the space between the eyebrows. Relax the scalp. Relax the brain itself. And I go further down, relax the trunk, the hips and the glutes. And then relax the legs, the ankles, and the feet. And at this time, simply tune in to the breath, so that you aren't moving anything in the body, but you're just watching nature move through your body. And notice how that simple observation, that simple awareness of the breath, of nature moving in and out of the body, has changed your inner state. So let's put a little bit more effort before we start to move the body. And feeling the physical body relax, the whole physical body. And then allowing for the emotional body to relax. So settling the emotions, letting them become more still. And then also now allowing the mental body to begin to relax, to become less active. They become quieter, so that now we can just pay attention to what we are doing in this practice. So let's begin to deepen the breath. So that your inhalation is getting a little longer, even more than before. And the exhalation also is becoming longer. And then we're going to start to really build the breath, working with the diaphragm, so that as we inhale, the belly expands, the rib cage expands, the collarbone lifts, the chest has expanded. And then on the exhale, the collarbone, the chest, the rib cage, and the belly all draw in. Now you can bring the hands to the trunk to feel that expansion on the breath in, diaphragm dropping, contraction on the breath out, diaphragm coming back up. Take a few more of these, just focusing on the breath alone. You might create a fogging-like breath, but keeping the lips sealed. So if you're fogging a mirror inside of the mouth. Now we're going to start to move, but maintaining this breath. Begin to take the hips forward towards the edge of the seat, so that now just the top of the back is touching the backrest. And then we're going to start to straighten the arms behind and straighten the legs, maybe even resting the neck at the top of the chair, depending on the quality or the shape of your chair, really. And then right from here, we'll go ahead and plant the feet down, lift the trunk up, but do so keeping the whole back as straight as you can, so that we're doing work with the core there. And then as you exhale, just begin to fold over the legs. So you're going to separate the feet a little bit and drop the trunk and drop the head. Grasp the opposite elbows with the hands and let the head and arms dangle loose. If you feel like you're holding on to some memories or some thoughts or ideas in parts of the body, you're going to want to move those areas a little bit. So especially in the neck, give it a little bit of a shake in the head to get the neck relaxed. Maybe create a little bit of swinging motion with the arms. And we're going to start to unroll the spine by keeping the arms just like this. Start to work so the head stays as it is. Start to work by straightening up the lower back, the mid back, the upper back, the neck, and then take the arms, which are still folded into each other, up overhead, and begin to take the head back, feeling the underarms open up a little bit. Now we'll take the arms out to a T, and working with the shoulders, we're just going to move the palms back and then the palms up. Palms back and palms up. As you're doing this, see if you can connect your mind to the shoulder blades in the upper back. So putting a little bit more effort in there, especially when the palms go up, taking the arms back, squeezing the upper back. And then once again, let's take the arms upwards this time and kind of reverse, hands to opposite elbows. You can separate the feet, look upwards. As you exhale, fold forward. Releasing down into a nice forward fold. Again, maybe shaking out the head and feeling a sinking movement into the hips. Making sure that the breath is even and balanced. So every inhalation matching the exhalation in the quality of length and depth. We're going to add a sigh here, so using the help of voice to release mental tension and physical tension. Take a deep breath in through the nose, sighing out through the mouth with some voice. Now we'll unroll the spine just like we did before, keeping arms folded into each other, taking the arms all the way up, sending the chest up, the head back. And then we'll take the arms, open them up, and a few more times again, pushing palms back, palms up, really working with the upper back here. We're going to go into a very, very strong posture, I would say, for chair yoga. It's actually just like the standing posture, but we have a little bit of support with the chair. So let's go ahead and release the arms down, and we're going to need to kind of situate ourselves so that we're going to take the right foot and take it towards the edge of the chair, towards the right side of the chair, and then begin to straighten up the left leg to the other side of the chair. So we have the legs really apart at this time. This is a variation of extended side angle posture. Bring the arms to a T and start to really feel the outer rotation of the thighs. You might even take hands to rotate them outwardly. And then we're going to start to reach forward with the trunk and the right arm and bring the right forearm to the right thigh, or if you can, fingers to the floor. Left arm reaches up and over the left ear. Now, if you have any yoga blocks or books, that it does come in handy to have them even for chair yoga. So you would have that block or prop to the outside of the right foot. Now see if you can turn the head to look up past the left hand. Feeling a nice lengthening through the left side body. Feeling even the core engaged. And still maintaining the breath as you are here. In the next inhalation, we're going to rise back up, bringing the arms to a T. And then just take the left hand down the left leg, reach the right arm up and over for it. So a nice little back bend supported by the chair. Looking up past the right hand. And then we'll bring the arms to a T. Straighten up the legs to come back to the chair. So before we do the other side, so we're more in a neutral position now, we're going to cross the right arm in front, the left arm hooking in front of the right, and then just pulling that right arm in to feel the outer shoulder stretching. 3 concentrated breaths, noticing all the sensation, noticing the release. We're going to work on the tricep now. So take that right arm up and then bending the arm, left fingers to the right elbow, drawing that right elbow back and center. Regarding the head, make sure you don't take it down, but keep it neutral and even pulled in a little bit. Maybe you can push into that arm. If you're flexible in the arms to a certain degree, you might be able to take fingers to the back and clasp them. This is always nice to do, really, when you're sitting at your computer and just working. You can work with the arms and release physical tension as you're doing other things. So let's take one more breath. And then release, and then we'll work with the other side. So now we're going to take left leg over to the left edge of the body. So if you have arm rests, work with it, see what you can do. I apologize if you feel like kind of inhibited by it, but I wanted us to try something new too. So you can also do the standing without the chair, definitely. So if you like more activity. So we have the right leg out and straight out to the right, and we have the arms open to a T. And then we'll reach out with the left arm and lower the left forearm to the left thigh, or the elbow to the thigh, or hand somewhere down, right arm up and over the right ear, creating one straight line with the right limbs from the leg, the trunk, and the arms all connected, one piece. Turning to look up past the right thumb. Taking this at your pace. So again, it's a little stronger of a posture for a chair yoga session. So making any adjustments you feel would help. About one more breath. And we'll start to rise, bringing the arms to use the core to rise. Take the right hand down the right leg, left arm up, and maybe slightly over as you look upwards. And we'll come back to center. We can bring the arms to a T, bring the legs to neutral, and draw the left arm in front of the chest, right arm hooks in front of it. Keep the left arm straight, pulling it in. About 4 deep breaths. And we'll release, taking the left arm up overhead, bending that arm, fingers to left elbow, draw the chin in slightly, really press the head back into the arm. Maybe you can find the bind behind the back, and you'll notice that it will feel different because your arms are imbalanced, because one of our arms are more dominant than the other. And releasing the arms. So we have worked with the arms, the legs to some degree. Let's go ahead and focus on the hips for a moment. So we're going to take right ankle to left thigh and move the ankle, move the foot in circles, flexing, pointing. You can actually even help the right leg, loosening up the hip a bit by lifting and dropping that right leg. And then we'll keep the foot flexed. Get really tall. Let's actually start by taking the arms behind and clasping opposite elbows with the hands. And if that doesn't feel right, you can bring hands to hips. We're just going to start to lead with the chest. And then pausing where we feel plenty of sensation, where the trunk just naturally stops. And if you can start to collapse into this a little bit, the spine will get rounded a bit. That's okay. We really want to lower the trunk as much as we can without strain. We're never looking for strain or pain. We're looking for a manageable discomfort, which we will feel when we're working with this larger system of muscles that get used and sometimes underused, really. Now you might let go of the head. About 3 more breaths. We can be here much longer than this, but this will do for now. So we're going to start to rise. And then before we do the other side, let's work with this right leg a bit. So we can lean back into the chair. Grab a hold of this right leg, bringing it somewhat centered and the knee in towards the chest a bit. And then we're going to see about lifting the lower leg to help stretch the back of the leg. So different ranges of flexibility. You might have hands behind the hamstrings, fingers interlaced. You might even not be able to straighten the leg, and that's fine. Just keep the foot flexed. Another option is, especially if you're really tight here, you can just bend and then straighten. You can work with the foot itself, flexing and then pointing. Or you can maybe hold with a straighter leg, the calf, or if possible, even holding the foot. And again, you can alternate between bent and straight leg. And we'll release this right leg and work with the left hip now. So coming back to tall seat, left ankle on top of right thigh. start by moving the left foot around. It's really nice that we can help create circulation and open up the body even while sitting in our chairs. So we'll start to now move this leg up and down. And then keeping the knee down, flexing the foot, taking hands behind, holding opposite elbows again, and then leading with the chest. At first, we're keeping the back straight. And then we'll see if we can release into this a little bit more, controlling the spine a little less, controlling the head less. Just allowing ourselves to let go into the posture and relax into it. A couple more breaths. Using your voice wherever you feel that just organically going to happen, just let that voice come out. It really helps with the process. Then we'll start to come back up, bring the back towards the backrest and resituate the left leg so you're drawing knee in towards the chest. And then we're going to start to straighten it up a little bit. Again, finding the right position for your body. We aren't trying to force our bodies into a certain shape. We're trying to make use of a template and be flexible about how we use the template based on the body that we're working with, and even based on the mental state, based on the way we feel emotionally. But still doing our best to just nudge ourselves a little bit, to give ourselves a little bit of challenge. That's where the discomfort comes in. Just a few more breaths. Breathing into the tension to help dissolve it. And releasing the left leg. Okay, so a little bit of a twist here, sitting at the edge of the chair. You can bring the left hand to the outer right thigh or knee, right hand behind, maybe to the seat itself, and then holding nice and firmly the leg and the chair, and then turning to the right. Now take the head all the way with you. This is always a good spot. I like to roll a shoulder when I'm here. You can kind of experiment and see which shoulder, maybe both or one. And then let's turn the head to the left, keeping the spine twisting, and then turn it to the right. And come to center, switching sides. Right hand to the outer left leg, left hand somewhere to the base of the chair. Get tall, turn to the left. I want to make sure we aren't rolling the shoulders forward, but we're really rolling them back so you could feel the shoulder blade press into the surrounding muscles. We're going to turn the head to the right and turn it back to the left. And come to center. Okay, a little work with the neck. Take the shoulders in circles. circle them the other way. Let's go back the first route. You hear a lot of crunching in my shoulders. And then go the other way. And then let's take the shoulders up, back, down. You can stabilize the arms by bringing the hands to the base of the chair. We're going to send the right ear up for a moment. Just notice the tension there. And then send the left ear up. And then bring the head to center. Now turn the head left and right a few times. Not really slowly here. Just movement after movement. Good steady pace. Bring the head to center. Same thing, going up and down. And then bring the head to center. Now take the right ear up again. About 3 breaths, keeping the shoulders stable. Especially that right shoulder dropping. Soften the facial expression. So even if you're feeling nice release, really let that expression just be very neutral. And then we'll bring the head to center and a little movement, and then take the left ear upwards. And one more breath. Bring the head to center, move around a little. Make sure you're at the edge of the chair. Take the hands behind, interlace the fingers, squeeze the shoulders back, look upwards, and we're going to fold one more time. Taking the arms up overhead, legs apart. Maybe some movement of the shoulders back and then back down, kind of up and down from this standpoint. And then we're going to rise back up, keeping the hips at the edge of the chair. Let's move into final resting posture. So the base of the skull, maybe you can rest it on the backrest, taking the hands and letting them just release alongside the chair. And now we're going to just begin to sink into the chair, totally supported by it. Totally supported by the breath that is just naturally flowing in and out. No longer controlling the breath. Again, allowing the hands to relax completely. You have nothing to do at this time. The fingers, the wrists, the palms, the tops of the hands. And then allowing the arms, the forearms, the elbows, the upper arms to relax and release. Let them feel heavy. The shoulders, the shoulder blades, the upper back, the chest, the rib cage, solar plexus, the mid-back, the belly, the low back. All relaxing, all releasing, nothing to do. Bringing your attention to the chest. Just simply moving as the body is breathing for you. You have nothing to control. Feeling the feet totally relax, the toes, the ankles, tops of feet, soles of feet. The lower legs relaxed, shins, calves, knees, thighs, hamstrings. The hips released. The pelvis just there. No control. Now feeling the facial expression neutral, soft. Cheeks are relaxed. Nose, chin, upper lip, lower lip, the forehead, the right eye, and the left eye. Feeling the whole face relaxed. The ears relaxed. The scalp released. The brain soft, relaxed. Resting completely. Without changing anything, just beginning to notice with your mind, with your attention, the room that you're in, without doing anything about it. Remembering the furniture and the setup of the room. And then noticing your body in the room, noticing how you feel. However you feel is all okay. And then slowly bring your attention to the breath, just noticing nature again, working with your body. Now bringing some of your own strength, your own will to the breath and deepening it as you come back into the body and just begin to experience it more fully, deeper breath, a little bit of movement with the hands and the feet. You can start to stretch the arms behind and find length, maybe extend the legs forward like we began our practice. And then begin to find your way to a seated position with the back upright this time. Supporting this chunk with the strength of your body. So we're going to seal this practice by bringing the palms together and taking a breath in through the nose, releasing out through the mouth. Allowing ourselves to feel that sense of peace in a visceral way, and allowing that peace to transfer to those that we interact with and those that we even just think about. Connecting our hearts and minds to others. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. I honor the light in you that is the same light in me. Namaste.